Right, so soon, in a couple days, we're going to be getting version 2.6 of Genshin Impact, and for the first banner, obviously, we're going to be having Venti and Kamisato Ayato, and I got some things to say. The banner's been announced today, and I'm going to talk about is it worth pulling on them, because I think it's going to be pretty interesting. So, yeah, in today's video, we'll be talking about the individual banners, whether or not they're worth pulling on, and if they're worth your Primo Gems. And we'll talk about some special things soon. So yeah, if you guys having a great day, and also you want to help support my channel, you guys feel free to sub. A very small percentage of viewers are subscribed, and we're getting close to 10k. I really want to hit 10k at some point in time, but you don't have to help me if you don't want to. But we're getting pretty close. If you want to, please just drop me a sub. But yeah, let's get into it. So we have the two banners. We've got Venti, Kamisato Ayato, and the 3 4-star characters on it are Xiangling, Sucrose, and Yun Jin. Now, let me put it this way. Xiangling, get that away from me. My eyes are bleached. Disgusting. But she's not really. I mean, we'll get to her in a second. Sucrose, I mean, hey, I could do with more constellations. Pretty cool. And Yun Jin, I kind of like her. I want to get more of her. So, it's pretty good. And for the weapon banner, we have the a new sword. We have the Elegy of the End, and then we have Rust, the Flute, the Weird Sith, Sacrificial Greatsword, and the Dragon's Bane Polearm. Now, that's all not too bad, actually. So, yeah, let's get into the characters we're looking at here, and first off, we're going to be talking about Xiangling. Now, Xiangling's a character that pretty much everybody and their mother has at this point, because you get her for free at the start of the game by doing the Spiral Abyss and clearing the first 3 floors to unlock Xiangling as a free 4-star character. Now, she is a pyro support. You can make her a DPS. I mean, she was a physical DPS when the game came out, which was kind of fun at the time, but she's moved on to more of a supportive role. She works really well with proccing Vaporize or Melt reaction, so she's generally a good reaction character. So I'd recommend if you're going to get her to build her as a support if you're planning on it. So Dragon's Bane is good. You can use something like Prototype Star Glitter. I did that for the longest time. That's a good free-to-play option. The Catch is very good if you don't have a Raiden Shogun, because everyone's got the Catch but me, so it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. Generally she's pretty good, but I would run something like a 4-piece Emblem of 7 Fate. I think that's the best artifact nowadays. Constellations, I mean, they're all good. You can run her really well as a C0, but if you're really going to use her a lot, C4 is really decent, and C6, it can be good if you're running Pyro characters together, but generally speaking, C4 is just like what you need. Well, it's not what you need, but it's like the best part of her kit, and I'd just recommend just leveling up her talents to be so that her Pyronado, which is her strongest thing, is being used the most. Now, of course, since I don't use Xiangling much anymore, her talents are over the place, because this is when I used to run her as like a Pyro character when I didn't know what I was doing when I was early on in the game, so my Xiangling's a bit broken, but it is what it is. Even with a level 6 Pyronado, she still runs extremely well with my child when I do Vaporize stuff with him, so yeah, Xiangling, I'd recommend pulling for her. That being said, I do say my eyes are bleached because I don't want any more of them. Please get them away from my account. Get them away from me. If you love Mark Goldbridge, shout out Mark Goldbridge. Love him absolutely to bits. Now, Sucrose. Basically a budget Venti for budget people. Now, she is a 4-star Animo Catalyst character. I'd recommend something like Sacrificial Fragments on her. She's mainly run as a support. I mean, I guess any character can be a DPS, but the main thing with Sucrose is that she's always run as a support, so I'd recommend trying to get something like Sacrificial Fragments. Generally speaking, because of the Animo buff, you want Elemental Mastery or Freeing Tales of Dragon Slayers as a free-to-play option if you can't get the Sacrificial Fragments, but if you can get Sac Fragments, I'd 100% recommend it on her. If not, Freeing Tales of Dragon Slayers, so basically you'll just be buffing your party with her by doing swirl reactions. Now, obviously, you want a 4-piece Viridescent Venera set on her, which I don't use my Sucrose at all, so I've got some placeholder stuff on her. And in terms of constellations, I mean, apparently C0 Sucrose is really bad, but C1 is pretty decent. I've heard it just makes the quality of life a lot better. Her C2's, basically just constellations are good, they're worth getting. And I'd recommend leveling up her burst because it basically gives you additional elemental damage, I believe. Don't quote me on it. But I think that's what she does. She's worth following on. definitely for sure. And then last but not least, we have Yun Jin. Now, she's a character I want to get around to using at some point. She does a lot of normal attacks, so apparently deathmatch is really decent on her. But if you don't have the deathmatch, because obviously it is a battle pass weapon, it's one of her best weapons, but it is a battle pass weapon because it gives you crit rate. So if you don't have the deathmatch or can't get it, I'd recommend maybe something else like the white tassel personally. If I have them these days, yeah, I think I've still got one white tassel left. You can use white tassel on her, or maybe something that gives crit damage. You can use most things on her, but I don't really know what artifacts to use. I'm using Husk of Opulent Dreams 4-piece, but that's just me. I'm lucky that... Actually, no, did I even get her at C0? I don't even know if I think I had to buy her with the Lantern Right stuff, unless I got my Ningguang. Oh yeah, I got Ningguang to C4. I want to get a C6 Ningguang at some point, but I can't. But I think I had to buy her, because I didn't get enough... I didn't get her on the banner, so... Yeah. Basically, she does geo damage based off of her defense. So, yeah, I'd recommend building defense on her. That's why I'm running 4-piece Opulent Dreams. Apart from that, generally speaking, like, her constellations, they don't seem too special for me. I mean, they're good like damage increases, but they don't seem like there's any must pulls on here. But if you love Yun Jin like as much as me, I want to get more constellations, so it's worth it. Now, let's go on to the two main characters, Ayato and Venti. Now, Venti, absolutely love the boy. I'll consider pulling for him, but I'll make another video tomorrow probably, or tonight, talking about the fact that Mihoyo announced 2 new female characters, and they have excited me a little bit. I do want them, so I'm really having a major crisis in my life right here. Oh, I forgot about this Harada animation. That's kind of cool, actually. Are you done? Okay, fair enough. Apart from that, I'm excited for these new characters, so I mean, I'm debating pulling for them, but if you need an animo support that isn't Sucrose, that isn't Kazuha, that maybe isn't Gene, he's still fairly decent. He's not very good with big mobs anymore, and apparently a lot of the comments on my last video said that he's not as good as he used to be for meta, but I mean, I'll be real, since when have I ever cared about the meta in Genshin Impact? I mean, I'm running quite literally, my main team right now is I'm running Ganyu with Raiden, with Yeimiko, and with Beidou, so I mean, also I got Sky Pride at one point, that was kind of cool, but like, I'm running that as my main team. I don't really think I care about meta at this point, so I want Venti for the fact that I love my cute anime boys, and I also love Cassandra Lee Morris. So, yes, that is probably what I'm pulling for Venti. Now, it's good anime support, just get him, but Ayato, I've heard that apparently he might not be that good, according to people who have spent their entire life in a spreadsheet trying to figure out his best damage before he came out. So, apparently he might not be that good, but that being said, he is a Hydro... He looks like he'd be a sub DPS or a support with his burst. I'd recommend him, personally. He looks really cool. I'm going to try him out in the practice range, and I'll see if I like him. If I like him, I'll probably go for him instead of Venti. If I don't like him, I'll pull Venti instead. It is what it is, but I'd say he sounds like pretty fun. Now, we're going to get onto the weapons here. So, we have the Haran Gapaku Futsu, which is his sword. It gives you a bit of crit rate, and you gain an elemental damage bonus. Apart from that, it's Microsoft PowerPoint. What do I mean PowerPoint? No, it's like a paragraph of like text here. It's something to do with basically you hit a opponent, you get a stack, and then you use an animal skill, and then you use the stacks, and then you increase your normal attack damage by 20%. So it looks like this is meant to be more of a sub DPS role, where you need to use your other party members. But apart from that, I feel like the sword, it seems pretty cool. You could probably use it on most characters, to be real here. Like, this would work really well on Ayaka, I think, because if you're running it as like a sub role, because you can switch out to, like, I don't know, if you're running her with a freeze comp, Xingqiu, you use one elemental skill with Sack Sword, use 2. You get a nice damage bonus. You use Ayaka's E for freeze, and then you get a decent normal attack damage increase. I don't think it works for charge attacks though, so it might not be the best, but it seems like a decent sword in the end at least. Now, energy for the end, just don't bother. Venti has some really good weapons already, like the Stringless, the Wind Blue mode from last year. You could even use the Favonius War mode that you get for free. There's a lot better options out there. Rust, good for Child, good for Fischl, DPS Fischl at least, good for Yoimiya. it's generally good. Flute, it's okay. Widsith, if you got a Yamiko, I'd say go for it, because Widsith on Yamiko is beautiful. Makes me happy, makes me smile. Dragon's Bane, I mean, it's decent on Xiangling, but I mean, let's be real, you got at least 17 of those Dragon's Panes in your inventory by now, so you don't really need another one of those. And Sacrificial, Great Sword. I mean, let's be real here. What Great Sword user uses apart from Beidou? I don't know, man. But, yeah. I mean, we'll get on to more stuff later. I want to make another video, like, maybe like tonight, talking about these. I'm very excited. It got me very happy when I took a break in my class this morning to look at it. So, yeah. But I hope you're having a great day, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you guys in another video really soon. Let me know what banners you're pulling down on in the comments below. I'll probably see you guys for another video later on.